Hey guys, it's a History Nerd, and we are back with another exciting episode
contact,
of
merchant, moving fast, moving away, bearing 345, long range.
Silent Hunter 5. Now, where we last left off, I don't know why I'm pulling up the periscope. It is absolutely useless, although that does look pretty. Let's get artsy. Right. The massive amounts of ships that are above us. We're back with some Silent Hunter 5, and I know what a lot of you are saying. You're saying, History Nerd, it's Tuesday. You always said that there's just not enough time in the day to do these, and there is a lot of truth to that statement. However, today I had an appointment in the afternoon that wound up allowing me to leave work very early, and the appointment ended earlier than I had planned. So I got home and I was like, hey, we're home early. Maybe we should get a little Silent Hunter 5 action going on. Now, those depth charges, I realize I'm getting cheaty here. Those depth charges are looking fairly close. Let's go ahead.
New depth 5-1 meters.
Go a bit deeper. And for those wondering, we can safely go to like 100 meters, or even a bit deeper is into the yellow zone. So
New contact, merchant,
50
moving fast,
meters
moving
down.
away, bearing 1,
It's
long
like
range.
the half of
Current
the
depth,
recommended
5,
weight,
0
or half of the
meters.
recommended depth, and then that's just recommended. You can obviously safely go deeper than that, kind of like the weight limit in an elevator. Apparently, they were set to the right depth, but this silly ship right here, yes, I'm talking to you, doesn't know where I am. So I like that. What we're going to do is patiently wait under the surface to allow these cruisers to stop dropping their depth charges on me. In fact, it looks like he
Current
purposely
depth 60 meters.
avoided me
New
completely.
contact, warship, moving fast, closing, bearing
Yep.
8-2, short range.
Here comes another one. Anyway, so yeah, I figured let's use this time effectively and get another episode out. I wasn't able to do one yesterday, so might as well do one today. Yeah. And for while we're waiting here, I've got nothing better to do. As soon as I'm done recording this intro, I'm just gonna hit the time acceleration and wait for these dumb ships to leave. So I might as well wait for these dumb ships to leave while cheatily watching them circle. And enjoy some views of the Defiance deep underwater, which is not usually something we get to see. In fact, I just want to confirm one thing. Our hull integrity is at 99. Right, we scraped the paint a little bit. Now I remember. Anyway, so those wondering about my FPS I get during the game, right now my Fraps icon is telling me that it's hovering between 45 and 46. I don't know why there's such a drop
Current depth,
there.
7,
It could be because
0
I'm rewarding.
meters.
Rewarding? That's right, I'm rewarding it. It could be because I'm recording it. It could be,
New contact, warship, moving fast.
honestly,
moving
it could have
away,
been because I
bearing
was outside in the sea right now.
148,
Inside the ship, I'm
short
getting a
range.
solid 60. So, it fluctuates. The lowest I'd say it goes when I'm not using extreme time acceleration, because when I hit, the 3,000 level of time acceleration, even sometimes the 2,000 level, the computer tends to bog down and it'll drop to like 5. But I figured that's just because it's processing a hell of a lot of ship movements, and a hell of a lot of them over the course of minor seconds. On my view, it's, calculating 3,000 seconds worth of moving. So there you go. Excuse me while I hydrate. And also the mods. It's kind of weird. I know I'm using the Dark Horizons expansion, which expands it to the end of the war. Finally figured out why the game stops itself in 43 or 44. It's because the Type 7, the glorious U-boat we are in right here, went out of service. And because they only fully modeled the interior of the Type 7, then, yeah, that's pretty much why the game ended there. So the mod extends the time, making up words today, extends the timeline to the end of the war, and I believe you get a submarine upgrade. So while we're waiting, let's just go talk to the crew. You never have anything to say, email. I don't know why. Joseph, how's the boat?
Welding on this boat is magnificent. Never seen a better crafted ship in my life. We could probably take her down to 250 without problems.
I'd rather not find out, but it's good to know you've got The full confidence of the ship. What do you think of our victories over France?
Joined the Wehrmacht. The odds appear to be in their favor.
Keep up the good work, my friend. You'll be thankful you didn't when they go to Russia and we're still in boats. Hopefully in the Mediterranean where it's warm. Or even the Caribbean. Whoa, 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 Eric. Where are you going?
Captain.
Where's the number? Where? Look.
Captain.
What is it?
Kurt, the torpedo officer has suggested modifying some of the torpedoes in order to use them as floating mines. Personally, I'm not sure what to think of this idea. Perhaps you should talk to him.
Alright, well, I will talk to him right away. How do you like the Type 7?
Quality made in Germany. Our technology is superior to all our enemies.
It's good to know. Were you surprised that France fell so quickly?
I was surprised, but mostly at the swiftness of our troops. It shows that the will of the German people is truly unstoppable.
I've got nothing more to say to you.
Jawohl, Herr Kalon.
You kind of also freak me out just a little bit. Maybe it's the eye patch. Maybe it's the fact that you're like a diehard Nazi. I'm not sure what it is, but something about you just gives me the heebie-jeebies. All right, let's. How's your brother doing?
Out. Their destination is top secret, but he thinks it's the West Atlantic to intercept American cruisers.
That's pretty amazing.
Jawohl, Herr Kalon.
Feeling good about the war so far?
Absolutely, Captain. These are happy times for the Kriegsmarine. Jawohl, Herr Kalon.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're happy. Benno,
Jawohl, Herr Kalon?
are you having trouble sleeping?
Yes, Captain. I've been having bad dreams, but I can't remember them. The watch officer got mad I fell asleep once, but I was just so tired.
All right.
Herr Kalon?
Well, at least if you keep your headphones on, presumably you'll hear something. But hopefully while you're sleeping, you're still turning the dial. Dieter,
Sir?
how's the crew holding up?
My crew is in good spirits, Herr Kalon. Thanks for asking. They are very happy with your command.
Just to be clear, they're my crew. Okay, Dieter?
Yes, sir?
That's not any news from your
I
family?
told my wife was stationed in France now, so she sent me a shopping list for cheese and wines. Yes, sir?
All right, well, you know, don't be bringing any of that cheese on board. It smells bad enough in here. Torpedo officer, I got something to say to you, or you got something to say to me. One of the two. What's up?
Jawohl, Herr Kalon.
Number one tells me you want to modify the torpedoes. Apparently,
Yes, Captain,
okay, there we
I
go.
do. You see, I have this idea. If we jam the rudders of the torpedoes at 70 degrees, the eel will circle the surface just like a mine and then, boom, blow anything to pieces that crosses its path.
Okay, so we've got two options. I like it, good idea. Have some modified and ready. I may want to use them for our next attack. Oh, and by the way, good thinking, Kurt. I shall report your efforts too. Or, I don't think the idea will work. The risk is too high that they miss their targets. I cannot afford to waste any of our eels. This is, I mean, I guess I kind of like the idea of a torpedo mine, right? Because it'll just circle there in place. And, you know, I mean, when a destroyer is circling above me, that might not be a bad thing. I don't know about the whole issuing of, oh, geez, I don't know how you fire them. If you've got the rudder jammed, they're going to fly out at 70 degrees and then just go in a circle. I guess you'll dive your boat and hope it doesn't circle over you. Whatever, we'll go with it.
Thank you, Captain. I'll get right to it.
You got it, Kurt. Keep up the good work, buddy. Alright, now we got the whole other aft end of the ship to deal with. So let's get through the command room here. What's up, Baldy?
Jawohl, Herr Kalon.
How are you liking the new boat?
Much better than the old Einbaum. I hardly hit my head anymore.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing. Your head's pretty ugly as it is. You don't need any more
Jawohl, Herr
scars.
Kalon.
Thank you. Keep the men happy.
You want to try some of this too, Captain?
You still mad at Baldy there for cutting the strings?
You can bet on it. Huckle doesn't forgive or forget. I'll get back at him. He'll see.
Alright, don't cross the line. No putting like X-Lax in the stew or anything, alright?
I would never do that, but I will teach him a lesson.
Alright.
Try some of this too?
Alright, and for those, if you can hear my cat in the background, apologies. You got nothing to say to me? What about you?
Jawohl, Herr Kalon.
Nothing, Max? Okay. Well, whoops. There we go. I am going to do a couple of things. One, check on the situation above us. Get our asses back to Lorient. and go see why my cat is screaming his head off. So I have a lot of things to do. None of those things I need to do on camera. I will be back when something exciting happens. See you guys in a bit. Alright, so on this foggy, sort of ugly day, we've returned to Lorient. Yay! Victorious in battle. Heroes of the Third Reich. Reich.
All stop.
Reich, or however you want to pronounce it. Hitler's Germany. Heroes of that. Which is probably not something to brag about. Regardless.
Sure. What do you want?
You got anything we can upgrade to? Not looking like it. No new emblem required. No new paint scheme required. I'm still liking the tiger stripes. The irregular shapes, those are always fun too. But something about the tiger stripes, I don't know. I like them.
What do you have in mind?
Let's go ahead and load up some more steam torpedoes. I do quite enjoy those. Thank you, sir.
All right. I'll have them units loaded onto your boat.
Have we got some new orders, Captain Deadeyes?
Captain.
No, we do not. All right. What does this mean? It means we need to come up with a new mission. We need to figure out a way to gain some renown and loose some torpedoes and generally just send ships to the bottom. Now, one thing I do know, this mission zone, well, it's pretty tough to go hunting in that area. Where it isn't tough to go hunting is just outside of that area. Basically, where all of these freighters coming in from over here and probably elsewhere all come up and meet to come into England. Now, I don't think they're going through the channel, especially not now that that would be bordering enemy territory. It would be pretty damn gutsy to send, you know, your ships across the channel with fleets and planes and all that other stuff going on there. So I'm thinking up over here, up by the Faroe Islands, might not be a bad spot, and then we can resupply out of Bergen and just generally have a good old time up there. Now, the nice thing is we're not going to have to cross through the channel to do that. We'll just have to leave Lorient and go up, and then we should be able to come across quite a few convoys coming in, going out, doing whatever it is that they want to do, which means plenty of targets for us to hit, and that sounds like a really good idea. There was a suggestion. One of the ones that sticks out in my head is, why don't you go to London? That seems like the dumbest idea ever. No offense, but this is a time of war, and you want to take one single U-boat and steam it into the capital of an enemy nation? The amount of destroyers and mines and all these things in this channel is going to be insane. So if you want the series to end, let me know, and I'll go to London. But I don't think that is particularly a good idea. In fact, I don't think many people want that. And to be perfectly honest, I don't want that. I don't want the series to end just yet, and certainly not on a throwaway mission, not even helping anybody, but just to go see, I don't know, London Bridge. So that might happen if I'm feeling suicidal. So everyone will know when I go to London, I'm planning on dying. That's that. So we've got no mission to accept. Let's start the new patrol. Alright, so yeah, so they're saying here the best solution against a ship is from a 90-degree angle, so you're aiming directly on their broadside at a range of about 800 meters, so you're pretty freaking close. Of course, this is war. Those shots rarely ever happen. At least this is me commanding a submarine in war, which means these shots rarely ever happen. They could happen in real life all the time. I'm not really sure. I would doubt it. I'd be a little bit surprised if that were the case.
Returning
All
to
stop.
course.
Half speed ahead. All stop.
We're reaching
All right.
course end.
Bearing 335.
Let's get those periscopes down. And let's be real careful about how we
Escort
leave
sighted.
port
Bearing
here.
10.
So we're going to go out like
New
that.
waypoint. Course 359.
Out like that.
Returning to
Half speed
course.
ahead.
New
S-
waypoint.
slow
Course
speed ahead, please.
35.
Minimum speed ahead.
And let's let's just make sure. The submarine should have been refit, so we've taken the paint scratches that I inadvertently put on and buffed them out or something. And then straight
New
down.
waypoint. Course 31.
And then
Capital ship
out.
sighted. Bearing 87.
And that
New
should be
waypoint.
it
Course
for
80.
tricky navigation out of
New
this port.
waypoint.
I
Course
hope.
55.
Alright, looks like we're making a fairly good turn.
New waypoint.
So we'll
Course
come out. Well, we can
47.
come out a little bit farther. That might be too much.
New waypoint. Course
And really, in that case, I'm just kind
71.
of
New
stressing about
waypoint.
nothing. We're going to clear
Course
that island, no
77.
problem. So we're
New
just going to
waypoint.
basically come
Course
up
106.
and probably
New waypoint. Course
head around the coast of
95.
Ireland to do something like that. And that should get us in a fairly good position on any of the freighters coming in, any of the convoys. As I have said before,
U-boat
reiteration,
sighted. Bearing 19.
sometimes what I do. Let's check. We've got 4 promotion points to spend, and we're very quickly running out of things we can spend them on. So if we take a look, our motor officer is done. We do have the active abilities. Screw that. That requires going down and actually talking to them. We could get a crush depth,
We are
adding
on shallow waters, Captain.
some more depth. That really hasn't been a problem for us yet. We've got a full load of torpedoes we can do up. Our cook is already fully up there. So is our sound guy. So is our radio guy. So is our gunner. So it makes sense. This makes sense. And then I think our bosun here has one last one. We can do that to just boost morale a little bit. Not, of course, that we need it. Our crew efficiency is again, or our crew morale is at 100 out of 100, and our efficiency is sitting at 91. So our efficiency hasn't gone up since our last voyage, but that's okay. We can probably kick
Slow
up to 2
speed
now.
ahead.
Because 91% efficiency is still fairly efficient, I would imagine. Of course, I'm no efficiency
Ship
expert,
sighted.
especially not
Bearing
when it comes to the
20.
running of a World War II submarine. But hey, I seem to be doing okay right now. Granted, this isn't a world with 69% realism.
Capital ship sighted. Bearing
So-
26.
You know, take that for whatever you want. And yeah, so I think, whoa, as I give you a wonderful view of the sky, because I forgot I had not deselected my head cam. Alrighty, well, let's crank up time acceleration here, even though that may have an effect
Escort
on
sighted. Bearing 325.
travel and the map positioning, but I figure as long as I'm watching things happen, we should be okay. It's not like we're going to go flinging over the side of a beach or anything like that. Flinging over
Ship
the side of a
sighted,
beach.
bearing
Flinging on top of a
38.
beach. That's what I meant to say there. Anyway, with a fresh load of torpedoes and no mission in sight, the crew of the Defiance is off to go just have a little bit of fun.
Capital ship sighted. Bearing 31.
Granted, it's kind of a sick, twisted fun, but it's war, damn it. You can get away with that, because it's war. Anyway, I'll be back when we get out of port and get on up close. I'm really getting nervous here, guys. I mean, we should be okay.
Submarine sighted. It's one of ours.
Yeah, we're
Bearing
fine.
317.
I hope it's one of ours. Is that it over there? Aw, we should go check out the cute little submarine. Remember when that was our submarine? This is the little thing, one useless flak gun. How the days have changed. How the times have changed. Obviously the days have changed. Days always change. Now we got a badass boat with a bigger tower and 2 flak guns, and it's just better. Although our tiger stripes are missing. They'll come back. I'm sure they'll come back. They always come back. Sometimes they just gotta go find themselves out in the world. You can't knock them for that. Everybody needs to do that. Anyway, obviously I've run out of things to say if I'm contemplating on the
Half
free
speed ahead.
on the motivations of my submarine's paint job, so I'm going to be back when something exciting happens. Alright, so we are off the coast of Ireland, and I spy with my little eye a ship that we can sink. So let's just take a look at the whole situation here. We have it going 11 knots.
Surface the boat.
It's just a single ship, so we're going to go ahead. Whoops, let's bring that down. Surface the boat.
Half speed
I
ahead.
had a little bit of an issue with time acceleration while traveling submerged, so my batteries are a bit fried, which is the main reason why I'm surfacing. Now, it is a lone ship, and it's a freighter, so I mean,
Recharging batteries.
you know, this isn't gonna be like a crazy test of anyone's skills or anything. But, nope.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloy.
Man the deck gun. Thank you. It was a white flash. I'm assuming that's my own gun. Good, okay. So, yeah, I'm not that concerned about sinking this guy.
Yes,
actually,
sir.
you know what? Secure the deck
Secure
gun.
the deck!
That's just wasted ammunition. And basically telling the guy, hello, U-boat's here. Although, really, if that freighter didn't see us come out of the water, they kind of deserve to get sunk. That is going to be a bit too far along, so we'll just go like that. And wait till we get just a little bit closer, is basically the plan. It's looking close enough. What do you think, Dieter? You think we're good?
Yes, sir.
Alright,
Man the deck up!
let's do this again. Max, you got your shots. Much too far. Much too high. That's okay. I know how to fix that. We can
Minimum
probably
speed
cut her
ahead.
down to just minimum speed ahead. This guy should be taking evasive maneuvers sooner than later. Oh, hey, that could be a waterline shot. Let's go check that out. And let's take a look at our prey, too. It's looking to be just like a normal, old-fashioned little freighter. Ooh. With a fancy-dancy paint job. They got some tiger stripes of their own. Maybe that's where my stripes went. They changed sides, those bastards. Alright, well, we're definitely putting some holes in her, which is good. We've got a very good firing solution now, and I think this thing is not long for the surface. 2 holes well underneath the waterline. Usually those shots only happen with torpedoes, so I'm quite impressed, Max, with your ability to get a shot that low. Let's check the speed out, and this guy is definitely dropped to a very paltry 4 knots. And we're going 7, and that is really the slowest we can go. So, oh my, what a shot. And we got fires and holes in that ship, and this thing's definitely going down. Not quite what I was looking for, mind you. I was hoping for a convoy, but in this case, why wouldn't you take a shot at a lone ship sailing along? I guess I should... Well, we are using our diesel engine, so that should get our battery power up eventually. So yeah, I mean, obviously that's going to be helpful. And it was my own fault, too, for being a bit of an idiot and sailing for hours on end in time acceleration 10 meters under the surface. Which is, you know, even on the best of days, not really a good idea. In the middle of a war. Oh, this guy's dead. I mean, he's not, he's got to be dead stopped. Engines are still spinning, or propellers are still spinning. Maybe the engines are spinning too. If that is the case, I think it's definitely time for this crew to abandon ship. A spinning engine, unless it's a Wenkel, which these definitely are not, is it's not a good thing. And Max, you have got some really good shots going on right now. I'm thoroughly impressed with your skill. I mean, really, that has got to be enough. Perfect. Alright, well that guy is definitely destined for the bottom. Hello, a little bit more renown for the old Defiance. Let's set our course. That might be a bit too close to the shore. Up around here, I figure a convoy can still sneak through there and get over to that side, or get into this side if it needs to. Though I guess if they're coming in here, perhaps something like that would be a better location. Regardless, let's go ahead, kick up our speed to 3, and go investigate this lovely little freighter. It's not really looking like a sunny day. There's not going to be very good. What? We got the shadow above, and slowly it'll come down. Slowly. Slowly. There we go. And off to the bottom she goes, leaving behind some of her cargo. But pretty deep draft ship too. Well, maybe not all that deep, I guess. A good first target, but quite honestly, for this crew, nothing to write home about. So let's see if we can't find something more exciting. I will be back when I do. And we've got another lone merchant out there. It's identifying as...
New waypoint. Course 336. Returning to
not
course.
friendly.
Jawohl, Herr Kalon.
We'll leave the deck gun where it is for now. I want to make sure we get in nice and close.
All stop.
Alright, so we'll just be able to coast in the last little bit. We'll target him.
Yes, sir.
Man the deck gun.
Man the deck gun!
Thank you, Dieter. Max, I expect to see you firing shortly. Max, I expect to see you firing accurately soon. I guess we are still, I mean, what? 3 kilometers out, give or take. So perhaps that is a bit too far, although there is already fire on. So that's good.
Yes, sir. Secure the deck gun!
Now that the thing's on fire, we can sort of maneuver ourselves. Excuse me.
New waypoint. Course 21. Returning to
speed
Get a
course.
bit closer.
All stop.
Alright.
Yes, sir.
Man that
Man
deck
the
gun
deck.
again. Should still be our target. Oh dear, Max. You were way too eager on the trigger. And yet again, although I guess we are facing it head on, broadside shots are usually a bit more effective, a bit easier to aim. But that'll definitely hit. Just keep the straight on shots going, Max. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Now, thankfully, it looks like it's trying to do a little bit of evasive maneuvering and putting in some bobs and turns. Not sure why. It's not like we got any torpedoes in the water. We're just flinging shells at it. So the more it turns, the better it is for us, and the worse it is for this ship here. Which I do believe is Norwegian? No, because Norwegian is red with blue. It's not Sweden, and it's not Denmark, so maybe it is Norwegian. I'm not really 100% sure. Scandinavian. I'm fairly confident that flag is at least Scandinavian. So forgive me for being an uneducated North American who has issues with the Scandinavian flags, but that's definitely a Scandinavian flag. So, the only thing I know it isn't is Kalmar Union, and I'm fairly confident it's not Swedish because it's lacking the gold. I was gonna say, are they shooting at us? Are we taking damage from them? No. Okay. I would imagine it's because, yes, the ship is officially sunk. So let's go take a look. Did this sucker have any guns on it? Doesn't appear to be any up front. Doesn't really appear to be any on the deck. So unless these Scandinavians were armed with bolt-action rifles. They were firing at a U-boat, which, hey, I'm not about to say that wouldn't be the case. Certainly could be, but, I don't know. To me, that seems a little unlikely. Anyway, we're off to find a new ship to send to the bottom, and while we're doing that, we'll take advantage of the time we have to watch this ship burn and slowly jiggle itself under the water. And that jiggling, it's getting pretty, it's a violent jiggle. It's not a gentle jiggle like some of the ships I've sunk, where they just sort of shimmy on down. This guy is definitely bobbing and weaving and is not all that pleased with the state of things. It also looks like it took some damage here right on the rear. I don't know if that was me or if it was another situation. Perhaps this poor freighter was once part of a convoy and it took a glancing shot from a torpedo or something, and we're finishing it off. Well, I'm pleased that the Defiance could take the opportunity to finish off the work of some other untrained, miscreant crew of U-boatmen, not completing their mission. And yeah, you should be getting pretty close to coming under, I would imagine. There we have it. A nice, smooth slip under. Pretty much level. It's going to leave a nice wreck, that's for sure. Archaeologists, underwater archaeologists in a couple hundred years, going to find this and be like, ooh, this sunk perfectly. Yes, it did. Because the Defiance sunk her, gentlemen. Anyway, that was hardly thrilling. So let's see if we can't actually get some excitement in this episode and find ourselves a convoy, eh? I'll be back, hopefully, with one in our sights. And we found 2 of them. Ah, yeah. All right. So let's see if we can get a shot on the aft ship first, because we'll have to kick up the speed a little bit, I would imagine. And no, are you kidding me? Get up above the freaking water. Get above the water. Get above the water. Come on. Thank you. All right. So it looks like speed, the quickest, is going to be just a bit too quick, which is fine. We can do this on 3. It's night. It's going to be unexpected. I think we should be able to get a pretty darn good shot off on these guys. Of course, the torpedo is taking a bit of a turn with this shot, but the one on the front ship should be relatively straightforward. Los. All right, let's pull this guy up. And yeah, so if we bump the torpedo speed up to 2, we should be able to get a shot on 1. Now, what I'm going to remember to do with tube number 2 is hit that F12 button to warm up things, and actually we can probably cut our forward speed because, yeah, we don't really need it. And in fact, this shot right here,
firing tube 2,
should go off without a hitch. Let's drop down our periscopes and just keep an eye on both these ships. Now, I'm hoping the back ship hits first, but I mean, that is not looking like it's going to happen. It looks like it's going to be the front ship first. Or,
torpedo
yes.
impact.
So that is definitely a hit. And let's take a look, shall we? Big ass hole in the side of that. And that was the smaller of the 2 freighters. And let's just see where this guy goes. Oh! That is a much bigger hole. That was a much better shot. Look at the size of that gaping hole in the freighter. That opened it up clear to the midsection. Well, that's not entirely sure or certain or true. Wow. Word choice poor today. The midsection of a ship is obviously the midsection. This just opened it up really into the halfway bulkhead. Whatever runs down the middle of a ship, but all the way through, not just the keel. You see, I know some nautical terms. Anyway, let's not waste any more torpedoes on these guys. Let's
Periscope
just
depth.
rise
Surface
up
the boat.
and finish him off with the 88. Because after all, that is what this gun is designed to do. It's shoot things, which, I mean, you really could say that about any gun in the world. The 88 is not unique in that factor, however, it was a very good weapon. Obviously used in pretty much every branch of the service.
Batteries.
So, okay, you do that. Give me this. And let's just spin it around there. Give me that view. Man, you were super close. So, there. Perfect. Drop you down just a little bit. Perfect. You're already sinking. Where's the other one? Where's the other one? Way out over there. We'll try and get it down along. There we go. Maybe drop it just a little bit. Maybe we could drop it a little bit more. Maybe we could drop it even a little bit more. Maybe just a little bit more. Trying to get it on the waterline is what I'm trying to do here. And that is looking like it might be on the waterline. Hello! You think you're gonna get some shots off on me, are you? I mean, good luck. Props if you do. Looks like you're shooting the water. Oh, there you go. But, I mean, let's face facts here, Freighter. Your days are pretty much numbered. I commend absolutely the fighting spirit and not giving up until the very end. But I think it's safe to say this is the very end. In fact, it is. Just like that, let's see, have we blown through? We've blown through all our high explosive shells. We've got 91 armor-piercing shells left. But hey, that's 2 more convoys, or 2 more freighters we can add to our kill tally. Not 2 more convoys, which is, you know, a little bit of a shame. Up you get. And while we're sitting here on the surface, let's take advantage of this moment in time, shall we, Dieter? To issue some more commands to the crew. Like getting the external reserve placed inside. It's far more useful there. I don't know. Oh, I may have screwed things up here. Let's see. Doesn't
Tube 1
look like
ready.
either one of those is. Oh, Tube 2 is reloading, and then we will pull off the external reserves. I'm on board with you now. All right, well, let's go and head over and... I mean, this guy's going to go under pretty quickly. Couple of shots. Really didn't do all that much. But I'm more curious about is this biggin. So this guy, obviously camouflaged and obviously armed. I'm going to go out on a limb and say occasionally these camo transports are indeed armed, and one should always just be a little more cautious when hitting an armed ship with the deck gun. Granted, it was not an issue this time. We had the element of surprise on our side and some fairly decent torpedo timing. If I do say so myself, I will toot my own horn, not tweet it. Although maybe I should tweet my own horn. If I had one, I probably would. So yeah. We got these guys going under. I'm going to want to make sure these guys go under too. Apparently, if you save a game midway through a sinking or damage, it doesn't stick around, which is very, very sad to hear. We have no new missions, so we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. But I think that is going to be all for today, so let's just make sure these guys actually sink.
Tube 2
In fact,
ready.
that guy looks like it might be going down a bit quicker. So let's go investigate. Oh my, and it is. It is really going down. And there she goes, slipping under, the larger of the two. Your goods won't make it to wherever you were going. British ship. No doubt full of fish and chips. I'm convinced of that. And this little guy here, also full of, you know, fish and or chips. Probably fish, I would imagine. Just from, you know, going off serving sizes, you always get more potatoes than you do fish. So the bigger ship is probably full of potatoes. So, you know, we got that dropping, which is good. And then secondly, the ship filled with fish is going to be going under momentarily as well. So we're just going to want to watch this guy get under. Slip down, sink already, would you? Very cool sinking sounds coming from the other ship, by the way. Or maybe it's this one. I'm not sure. But there is some pretty eerie stuff going on here. Thank you very much for the save. Slip down, slip under. Perfect. All right. Well, guys, that is going to do it for today. Let's go ahead and save the game. Something new. Victory doesn't really express how we're feeling. So we're just going to call this Fun Times in the Sea, because that is indeed what we are having. Let's go ahead and save that sucker. So a thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.